In this video, we are going to discuss setting up a new project in your LDMS to prepare it for data capture on your study. Before we proceed to administration and create a new project, I'd like to go into specimen management so we can see these data fields in place and how they're used in the LDMS. The three fields that we are going to use when setting up a new project are the identifiers for the participant. Now we see on our page here, all of our participants are given their own page by project. And we start at the ID1, which is the primary participant identifier. Now your project may refer to this as a PID, a participant identifier, a PTID, a patient identifier, or a subject ID. However you refer to it in your documentation is how you will set up that ID1 field. The ID2 field is the enrollment identifier. Now you may refer to your studies as a protocol, as we see here, or maybe just a study name. In our visit grid, we have the ID3. Now this is a third type of identifier that is for your lab's use, and it is undefined. Maybe you have a separate cohort that you will be placing a set of participants in, and you give them another identifier. That is the type of information that would go into this field. So let's go into the administration menu and click on Projects. Here in the project page, you will see a list of all the projects that have been defined by Frontier Science. And if you have permissions, you can add your own project into this list. Doing so will make it available in all of the project dropdowns throughout the application. We start in the top left-hand corner here where it says Add New, and we'll click Create Project. A pop-up window will appear, and we start at the top with our header information. We give our project a name, a description. This exportable checkbox will only be checked if the data is being sent to Frontier Science for data management. For all new internal projects, this will be blank. We see that this project is locally defined, and this project will default to active. If this project becomes defunct or closes, you can always deactivate the project at a later time. We have these three tabs here at the bottom of the menu. And these are the three ID fields that we just discussed in specimen management. So ID1, the participant identifier. I'm going to call this a PID, and my description is participant ID. We can also set data checks or restrictions on this identifier by setting the format and our length, the minimum and maximum length. Your PID format can be alphabetic, numeric, alphanumeric, or follow the ACTG impact algorithm. I'll set a numeric PID with a minimum and maximum length of 6 digits. In QuickAdd, if a user was to set a PID that did not match the numeric format or was shorter or longer than 6 digits, the LDMS would prevent that record from being saved. We move to enrollment configuration, which is ID2. We will call it a study, and in my description is a study name. We'll make that a required field by checking this box, and we have the same, we have our format, minimum length, and maximum length. So our study names are alphabetic, and none of them are longer than 15 characters. So I set a max length. Last is the visit configuration, that ID3 field. Now, if you have no data to place into the field at this time, you can put in a placeholder of ID3. Leave it as unrequired, and you can leave the formats blank. You can come back and edit this and change that name and description if you decide to activate this in the future. I'll click the Save button at the bottom center of the menu. And in my alphabetic list, I see my new project active and ready to be used. Let's move to Quick Add and see our new project in action. Quick Add is the accessioning module of the LDMS. The user will fill out the form to accession the specimens. The first field that they will select is the project field. So let's set our new project. And once that is chosen, we see the ID1 and ID2 tags change to match the definitions that we put in place on the project page. The ID1 is a PID and the ID2 is study. The ID3, which we did not define, is still an active field. We can put data in here, but there is no tag to the right of the ID3 name. Further information about the topic of this video can be found by consulting our resources available on our website at www.ldms.org, or you can contact our 24/7 user support department. Their information is available on the Contact Us page, and they can be reached by phone, by email, or by using the form over here to the left. If you're a current user of the LDMS, please include your LDMS laboratory ID in all communications with our user support department. All other inquiries should use the general questions form. Thank you.